Salut, so I'm starting this new series which is more about chit-chat or pet talk that I might have with some of you based on the things that I see on day-to-day with my calls. So today I'm going to be talking about, can I or should I use AI to do my business plan for my Visa application? So I know it's tempting to do everything with AI because it's so handy, but make sure that it's still your words, your strategy that we see in there. I would tend to give you a normal answer. In normally we would say maybe yes, maybe no, and that's what I'm going to say today. I would say why not if you want to work on the tough bits. So for instance, working on the market trends is always a big chore. It's really hard to do. So you could use AI to say, tell me about the market trends in France within the wellness sector. Tell me about the tourism trends in France over the last 4 years, and also mention the sources. I want to see what those sources are, because then at least you can see whether it's a reliable place or not. And I can already see the difference because a couple of years ago, when I was looking at business plan, the market trends was the toughest one. And suddenly we got 4 pages with 20 references. So it's okay to use AI to work on this, but then adapt it. Make it shorter, make it more readable, and then link it to your actual project. What does it mean for you? What does it mean for your services? What are the trends that are really important for you? If you don't connect it with your own project, sometimes it just looks like something really weird in your business plan. And I would say the second place where I see AI a lot is about services description and strategy. Services description, in the past, people were also struggling. What is it exactly I do? And suddenly, I've got 6 pages of business processes, and sometimes it doesn't add value. So really, if you're working on your services, make it simple. Maybe for your own sake, you're going to be use AI to describe your process and make them super efficient with the steps, for instance, for the quotes for your customers or the tenders that we'll apply for. But for your business plan, keep it simple. What is it you do? What is your ideal customer? Which kind of services do you provide? What are the benefits? The person who reads your business plan needs to understand what you do. And sometimes when we are in tech, it's like really hard to understand. Sometimes with my customers, say, okay, I know what you do, but by reading your business plan, I've got no clue what it is you do. I don't say it this way, but it's just give very practical illustration of a typical example of a customer you work with, the issues they had, how you solve it, and the benefits for them. At least people can visualize what you do, especially in the tech, consultancy, engineering. It can be hard to understand. So don't add 5 pages of business processes from AI, because it won't add value. Now you might ask, can you actually spot a business plan that is made by AI? Yeah. And just imagine the person reading your business plan at the embassy is still a human for now. And if they're rolling their eyes because we've got 10 pages of market trends and 10 pages of business description that don't mean anything to them, sometime like me, they might roll their eyes and think, gosh, you used AI and now I've got to read it. So make sure if you use AI sometime to get inspired, you adapt it with your own words, you make it shorter, and ask yourself, is my kids was to read that? Or if my nan was to read this, would she understand what I'm doing? Now for the other part of the normal answer, here's where I don't want to see any AI. Don't use AI for your motivation letter. I know that people think, I'm not inspired, just let's put a few bullet points and AI is going to write a cracking motivation letter. It doesn't work. It's very blurby. I've seen a few. And again, sometimes I think, did you use AI by any chance? So keep it short. The motivation letter is what you write at the end once you've done your business plan. Why do you want to come to France? What is your key motivation? What will you do as a business? What are your key 2 or 3 strengths in your business project that will help make a difference? And that summarizes the whole business plan. So you think about it, make it very powerful. With my customers, that's where we really focus on at the end, to actually add 4 or 5 key elements that will help to secure validation on your business project. So the second no to me is like the big no-no to endless pages of business service descriptions or processes that doesn't add value. You might use it as well to start thinking about your strategy, because AI is always going to give you an answer as to how can I find customers. But again, use it as a brainstorming tool, get a few ideas and go down to basics. What can I do to find some customers in France? Which actions will I take to find more customers for my business? That's what we want to focus on. And again, the person at the embassy wants very practical actions and not blurby things, and not blurby, in theory, things that they can't understand. And finally, the last point where I started to seeing people using AI, and I'm thinking, ooh, that's a bit risky, is to actually work on financial plans. So I've seen a couple, and the person booked their call with me to double check, basically, is AI right or not? And sometimes people say they're going to use AI to do a first projection. It's okay, but what does it mean for your project? If you're saying 70K, 120K, 200,000 euros of turnover, what does it relate to compared to the services or products you've mentioned before? How many customers? So don't just add a blank number that AI give you. And in terms of legal structures and social charges, to rely on AI to give you tips, to me, is very risky, because you are going to be basing your decision based on, okay, in the US I had an LLC, so I'm going to do a French incorporated business, not understanding at all the difference between a SAL or a SAS, for instance, and the taxes are completely different, and it could actually ruin your project by not earning enough income. So keep it simple, but work with a business advisor or an accountant to help you work on the financials that make sense, explain the taxes to you, and to make sure that the legal structure you are going for is actually the best one for your business or the best one for your visa. Don't make it more complex than it needs to be. When you come to France with a business visa, usually you keep things simple. You're going to have so much stuff to do once you're here. Settle down, making sure your kids are happy, looking for property, making friends, sorting loads of admin. You don't necessarily want to start with a French incorporated business, which is going to be cumbersome, clunky, and complicated with taxes. Most of the time, for a first business visa, we go for a micro-entrepreneur. We do at least 1 year because it's the best one to renew easily your business visa. And the second year, looking at your numbers, looking at what you've been developing, we ask ourselves, is it time to move to something else? So that was my vision on, can I use AI or not? Yes, for inspiration, not for advice. Make sure you get feedback externally from a business advisor, an accountant, or maybe a legal person to give you advice that suits your personal situation, your personal finances. And if you want some help to work on your business visa application, whether it's a Visa Profession Liberale or Visa Talent, I'm inviting you to join my French business visa course, which is a mixture of a pre-recorded course where I'll give you all the templates and tools that enables you to work fast on the key points that will make your project move forward, and some coaching with me so we can personalize the advice on your situation, and I can give you some feedback on your business strategy and your business setup in France. Voilà, à bientôt. I hope you like this new format, and let me know if you like some topics that you would like me to cover. Salut!